Everybody, and welcome to our Radnor Township Design Review Board meeting. Before we get started, we're going to ask Colin to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Colin. Before we get started, just to let everybody know, these meetings are televised live, so we'd ask you to please approach the podium, tell us who you are and the business you represent. If you haven't already done so, we'd please ask you to turn off your cell phones. And when you approach the podium, you can lay your plans out on the desk next to the podium. So we have a pretty busy agenda tonight, and our first application is DRB 2018-34, the application of AT&T Corporation at 60 West Avenue in Wayne, for some antennas. And AT&T was in last month. We had a couple concerns, and we're happy to see them back again. And welcome.
Dawood Mahmoud with Carbon Engineering, representing AT&T.
Okay, just talk nice and loud, okay? Thank you.
So at the last meeting, there were questions on why we're putting the antennas on the penthouse roof or the elevated penthouse. We did submit to the Design Review Board a letter from AT&T stating why they selected that location. Did bring the RF engineer here as well to answer any questions you may have.
Can you rotate your displays?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we appreciate you coming back, and we have a letter in our packet. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know if any members of the board had any questions for this gentleman, or you said you brought somebody else with you tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I know Wally's not here, and he kind of wanted to know for sure, but I think this is the proper due diligence. I think that would have made made it easier last month to sort of approve, right? Because it's just understanding the interference being provided by the other antennas there, and seeing the aerial plan or the site plan sort of showing the location is definitely a stronger case before we just had the renderings, right? And then the sort of 2D drawings. Seeing this definitely helps. And to that point, I feel we could definitely move forward on this project.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
So thank you.
Colin?
I missed last month's meeting, so I can't really comment on what was discussed, but the narrative is self-explanatory of why it's required, so I have no problem with the motion.
Looks good. Kevin, everything okay with that?
I don't have any issues.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, any questions for us? You're
Nope.
okay? No advertising on any of those antennas or anything like that? Okay.
Good.
I guess basically we try to hide them as best we can.
Sure.
That's the bottom line. So I guess color-wise, and try to make them blend in with the building.
Well,
and,
will they
get
have a
it best.
color to like match the brick, or
Well-
they'll be white, I guess, right?
Wait, actually, well, I should have stepped up, please. Excuse me, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
They appear to be white, so.
My name is Bill Scholle. I'm Associate Director for Physical Tech with AT&T. The antennas themselves will have basically it's a white plastic shell that goes over them. That's for the UHF antennas. VHF antennas are larger. They won't have any plastic shell over them just because of their physical size. But they also tend to be less visible because they don't have the shell at the same time. So each one has its pros and cons, but I don't think that there will be a problem with any of them.
Okay. All right. You're right. Okay.
Thank you.
So I move that in the matter of DRB 2018-34 for the AT&T Corporation and the application of applying to antenna at 60 West Avenue, I move the vote.
Here a second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming back. Okay, next on the agenda is DRB 2018-37, the application of Preve Salon at 167 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, zoned under the Wayne Business Overlay District for a wall sign and awning. And this is also a continuation from the prior 2 months. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm representing Preve Salon. We were here for the past 3 meetings. the first meeting, this signage was approved for the sign and then the awning. So essentially, we're reapplying for the same thing, but just for a black awning. And the square footage is even smaller. Yeah, the only thing that really changed was the black and white striped awning to the black.
And you're adding goosenecks, it looks like.
My contractor said that wasn't in their scope of work, but I think they will be eventually adding the goose lights to also match the track.
Gotcha. But right now, your application, you're not planning on
Correct.
putting goosenecks in?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right.
Well, will you be planning to put goosenecks in?
I asked them, and they said that my contractor wasn't sure.
So you should just say you are, so you don't have
Okay.
to come back.
Okay.
I think we should ask for, though, if they do put gooseneck lighting.
cut sheet or-
Yeah, cut sheet for the township files. So
Okay.
The
we'd ask
ones
for-
on Trek are existing, and you would match? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I think it's good. I think
Yeah.
coming back and
Still kind of like the first one better, but I think it's.
Yeah, why
I
did you
think it
change
looks
from the
good.
first? Just,
I don't know.
Yeah. Hi, Tim.
okay.
Tim, any questions? I know you just jumped in there. That was Preve. They've been here the last 2 months, so.
right.
The bottom one is what was originally approved, and they just want to change the black and white striped awning to black.
I don't have any issue with that.
No, I think it'll look good. Yeah. Any idea when they're going to open?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I know they're working in the building, so.
Yeah.
Just kind of curious. Okay. All right. So we're good shape with that, and we'll
Yep.
ask them to bring a cut sheet in if they go with the goosenecks.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Kevin, I guess we'll have to get a permit for that too if they put goosenecks.
Correct.
Okay. All right, good. All right. Want to take this one now?
Sure. Again, in the matter of DRB 2018-37, Preve Salon and the signage at 167 West Lancaster Avenue, I move to vote.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Stephanie, you're okay? Any questions for us?
Nope.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming back.
Good luck.
Okay. All right, next is DRB 2018-38, the application of Radnor Wealth Advisors at 515 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a ground sign.
Bob, I just talked to Stacy about it. She's in traffic.
Yeah.
It's coming up within
No problem.
a minute or two.
Once she gets here, we'll,
Push us back.
yeah, we'll fit you in. Okay. So we'll jump over that for now, and we'll go into DRB 2018-39, the application of Amber Noon at 503 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a wall sign and a projecting sign. Okay, and we'll jump over that, and we'll go to DRB 2018-40, the application of Gabby Hair Salon at 7 Luella Court in Wayne, zoned under the Wayne Business Overlay District for a projecting sign, and we'll talk about that. So, and Gabby was here last month for window signage, and it's nice to see you again. And just, before they get started, just for clarification, this application came in to our board in May of 2013 for a prior hair salon. And, you know, on Aberdeen Avenue, or Luella Court, I should say, I'm sorry. On Luella Court, it's tough visibility. So we had the applicant, you can see in the photograph, put that board up on the side of the building. And we called it a projecting sign. Excuse me, a pole sign, not a projecting sign, a pole sign, which gave him more square footage. So it's kind of just to try to help them out a little bit. So it's not a projecting sign we're looking at. It's going to be under the classification of a pole sign. So, and I've got the application from that time explaining that. So, if it was a projecting sign, they would require a lot less square footage than they're going to get tonight. So, okay. All right. Great. Tell us who you are, and we'll get-
Yes, we want to, as you see the picture there, thank you very much for your explanation.
Yes.
So we opened a new salon there, like of course, as said, the
Yes.
Gabby Hair Salon. And we want to replace the sign, exactly the same sign with the Gabby Hair Salon. And that's somehow looks like this. So basically the color scheme is just black and white. And they're like a Gabby, all the letters will be written in white color. And there's center will be like a background, the black circle, and we have some gray circles around. So that's the kind of design that we want to
Okay.
use.
So the bracket and the pole, you're not going to touch?
No.
You're just changing the sign?
That's right.
Okay, same size?
Same
as the
size,
prior
2 by
one.
6.
Okay. And like you say, we did approve that, so it was up there legitimately, so I guess we'll look at the aesthetics and see what you guys think.
But you're considering a wall sign?
No, pole sign.
It's a pole sign?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I know on the agenda it says projecting sign, but yeah, we're going to look at it as a pole sign. And like I said, that's what we did to try to help out the previous tenant in there.
They're below the allowed.
Yes, for the square footage and everything. Yeah, it met the parameters. What do you guys think? Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
using an existing space and,
Right.
replacing in kind as far as in square footage.
Yep, yeah, so I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Based on the previous precedent of the board, I'd say,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. You're not going to change any lighting or anything? I know you have a
No,
few spots
not
out
at
there
all.
now. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What do you guys think? You all right with it? Like I say, it's pretty cut and dry. Jason,
Yeah.
you're okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything's good.
You have any questions for the board? You're
Nope.
okay?
All right.
All right. Tim, you want to take this
Thank you
one?
very much.
In the matter of DRB 2018-40, the application of Gabby Hair Salon for a pole sign, move to approve.
Okay, for a second.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, well, we're going to jump back to DRB 2018-38, the application of Radnor Wealth Advisors at 515 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a ground sign. Okay.
Oh my gosh, traffic's terrible today.
How you doing, Stacy?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So we're basically, this is 517 East Lancaster Avenue. It's the Sheldrake Apartments. This is the building that's to the west of the apartment building. And it is a sign that had been installed probably 30 years ago by Planned Parenthood. And when they left, we left the sign up. We had the for rent sign. And now we have Radnor Wealth Advisors, and then they just basically are taking what the existing Planned Parenthood sign was and replacing it with their logo and information.
Same light fixture too. I'm not sure if it was Ida or Keith Martin, but he just literally replaced the bulb that was out there
Yeah.
previously, so it's the same functioning light that was out there previously.
It's just a spotlight that comes up.
Mr.
and
Chairman, if they could
shines
speak
down
into
on
the mic, we're having a little bit of a hard time hearing them.
Oh, sure. Right into the
sorry?
mic.
Speak into the
Oh,
mic,
sorry.
please.
There you go.
You can see the light fixture on the bottom middle picture there, kind of the gray fixture that comes down. Just an overheaded light fixture.
All right. The bottom panel, that'll be affixed, it's not going to be chained or anything like that?
That's correct.
It's going to be locked in, okay.
I don't think at that time they had a phone number, so now that they do, that'll just be
Okay.
a regular phone number.
I guess maybe the one concern I would have, since that sign's been up for so long.
Sure.
Is there ever been an issue with people pulling out and that's blocking the sight line?
No, as a matter of fact, not.
Okay, Stace, right into the mic, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So here's a plan. The driveway is probably, let's see, I don't think I have the driveway is probably half that. It's probably about 25 feet. The sign is about 25 feet from the driveway.
okay. And
And you actually do, there's a sidewalk that's in front of it, so you actually do have grass sidewalk and then grass where the sign is.
Okay.
So you do have a little bit of room
Okay.
to see in either direction.
Yeah, it's got to be 10 foot off the cartway, and it sounds like it is.
I think it is.
Yeah, okay. You want to double check that, just to make sure? Again, I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah.
You can see in some of the other pictures, so you can see where you've got actually grass, then sidewalk, and then more grass.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Okay.
And you're using the pre-existing structure that's there?
Yeah, it was in good shape. It's painted.
Okay, does it need to be repainted, or?
It was painted black, and we just repainted it black,
Perfect.
and then replaced the sign face.
I think it looks nice.
So I'm sorry, I do have a little concern with the existing sign frame. And this is my point of contention, that it just, if the image that you're showing of just the frame itself, blank right
Yes.
now, I mean, it looks like there is a little bit of splitting in the wood, right there where it's fastened to the columns, to the posts. And a little bit of, there's an opportunity for some water damage to happen there based on, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I mean, I would almost recommend that there's a little bit of a flashing cap over that to some degree, to kind of drip water away from the sign and from the rest of the wood. That's just my concern a little bit, right? And I'm sure it's in good shape regardless, right? The posts are fine. It's just in seeing that little fascia panel of that piece of wood, it just is a little concerning, that's all.
So are you suggesting to do something? Are you suggesting doing some kind of like little, if you look here, like a little diagonal, something over it like that?
You don't have to put a diagonal, but I mean, to some degree, it might even just be a matter of replacing that fascia piece. The actual, it's like a 2x10 or something. Well, no, it's like a 1x10. I'm trying to see myself here.
I guess that could be a condition that we just make sure that it's in good shape.
Sure.
I mean, it's hard to tell from this if that's really, if it's split or if it's just where you see the nails or screws that are holding it in. I'm not sure.
Well, we can add that as a condition,
Sure.
so,
Yeah.
just to make sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You all right with that?
No, that's
Okay.
conditional.
Yeah. All right, good. And it meets the square footage requirement. They're zone residential there, so they're only allowed 15 square feet, and they max it out. We had an issue, remember, a couple months ago, across the street, a fellow wanted to put up a pretty big sign, and, yeah, it was a residential district, so. And you're okay with your height, 8 foot from grade, so they're right on target with that, so. Pretty cut and dry. What kind of material, Stacy, on the board itself? Do you know?
It'll be a wood sign that has vinyl letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually the same company who did Duffy Real Estate, just a few businesses
Right.
down.
Okay, good.
Bernard sign, similar wood structure.
Okay.
Like identical carving.
Good.
Um,
Okay. What else, guys? Comments, questions? Jason,
No, I'm okay.
you guys?
Okay.
You guys all right?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Okay. Who's, your turn?
Sure. So in the matter, let me go back here. A DRB 2018-38, the application for Radnor Wealth Advisors at 515 East Lancaster Avenue and their signage in an existing sign frame. I move to vote.
Okay. Here, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, great. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Good to see you.
We'll see you. Okay. Not sure if the applicant Amber Noon showed up yet? Oh, you are here. Okay, good. All right, so DRB 2018-39, the application of Amber Noon at 503 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a wall sign and projecting sign. Hello there.
Hi, I'm Lou Silverblank.
Yes,
I'm the
hi.
owner of Fast Signs. My apologies for being late. and
No, no
thank you
problem.
For hearing me.
All right, so this is Spread Eagle Village, and why don't you let us know what you had in mind?
Yes, it is Eagle Village.
Eagle Village.
And we're replacing some existing signs. Let me see. This is the location right here. It was, up until now, it was Wink Lash Studio. Prior to that, it was Element 6. We did the signs for both
Right.
of those businesses, so it's basically the same exact type of signs. The main sign is is this rectangle. It's made out of high-density urethane. It's going to be held to the wall with studs, so the fasteners will be concealed. There'll be studs and adhesive to hold that to the wall. And again, that's replacing the existing sign. It's 28 inches by 84 inches. In my write-up, I had the square footage of that. That one is 16 and a third square feet. The other one, the blade sign.
Okay, we'll finish up with the wall
Okay.
sign first, okay?
Okay, so that's the one.
Okay, all right. What do you guys think? Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. It looks nice.
Looks nice, yeah. Jason, you all right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just concerned about how you're fastening it to the wall, you're anchoring it.
Yeah, we'll use
using-
pin mounts.
I'm sorry?
We'll use pin mounts
Yeah, right.
and adhesive.
And adhesive
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you won't see anything?
Right.
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
No, no, it's okay.
No, I'm well aware of that
Right,
requirement.
exactly. You've been here enough times.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How about lighting? Have you got
No lighting.
No lighting?
No.
Okay.
There may be, no, there's no external lighting, just the ambient light
Right.
from the center.
Okay. So it really meets the criteria for square footage and heights and everything like that, so. So we're good with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I believe the building frontage is 35 and a half square feet, so
Okay.
I think they're allowed 50 square feet of
Yeah,
signage.
yeah.
But we're nowhere near that.
No.
The,
All right, so you guys are all right with the wall sign? Okay. All right, the so-called projecting sign. I'm going to turn it over to Jason
Yeah,
for a second
okay.
there, because he wants to.
Well, my first question actually is it? That's an existing blade sign, right?
well,
There's one there now
yes, and there was one for the prior tenant.
for the prior.
There
tenant.
was, and there is a variance on the property that allows for a blade sign.
And that's what we looked into. From what we understand, that variance was for the barn itself, but not for the entirety of the Spread Eagle
There,
Village.
I'll have to check with Donna Torpy, because that sign predates the barn, the one that's there, and there was a variance at the time. I think she forwarded me the variance, but I think she forwarded me the one for the barn. I think there's another variance that allows for maybe 6 or 8 blade signs on the property as a whole. But I'll dig that up, and I'll ask you to make a decision contingent upon me being able to produce that variance.
Well, I think based on that, it would be a couple things, right? It would not just be the variance itself, but to sort of have a quantification of how many blade signs might already be out there, right? If the variance only provides for 6 or 8, is this of that 8 essentially?
It is, and I'll take a count. I'll be in Eagle Village before the end of the week, so I'll get a count of how many blade signs there are. I think there's the barn, there's one other business that has a blade sign, and this one. I believe this was the first one that was put up, but I could be wrong.
So I think from 2 perspectives. One, I think this panel or committee can approve from an aesthetic viewpoint what the sign looks like.
Okay, thank you.
But I don't think we can give provision to accepting it without knowing for a fact. Kevin, on
No, I think if this board were to find that the sign is appropriate within your purview, that you would recommend approval or grant approval conditioned upon them either satisfactorily working it out with me on an existing variance, or if it's determined that relief is needed, that they would get zoning hearing board relief for that sign. So it can be conditional approval, subject to that.
Okay.
what he said. Right?
Sounds good to me, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that is that case, because we could, again, we can, well, I mean, to this point, we might as well just, move to vote unless you guys have any other major questions regarding it.
I guess the main thing, and I think Kevin explained that, is just,
Right.
do we used the Wayne Business Overlay District Code requirements for Eagle Village.
Which if we do, this blade signage isn't permitted, right? And so that's why
That's correct.
what's in question essentially is whether this variance exists that provides for that quantity in this location. From what we understood initially, it was just for the barn, but if what we're hearing from you is that there's a provision for a number of blade signs that could be permitted,
Right.
again, we can approve it, conditional upon, discovery of that information.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and again, I'll be there later this week. I'll be happy to provide whatever information I can obtain at that point.
So we need him to
I'm sorry.
make it acceptable to the size requirements, height requirements to the Wayne Business Overlay District, or?
Well, that's the question as well, right?
Right.
Like if it has to, if that variant, the variance for that signage means that it has to meet the criteria for the Wayne Business Overlay, then that signage amount is required to be met. I'm sorry, I'm just looking here, right? Does it count against what we've already approved for the other sign, right? Are we exceeding?
No,
Or do we just
no,
look at it individually?
this sign,
do it?
the
Yeah.
blade
Yeah.
sign is 6 square feet, so the total that we're proposing is 22 1/3 square feet, and I believe that property is allowed to have 50 square feet.
Right.
Board, should there be a zoning hearing board decision for this that allows it, we would make the applicant provide documentation, calculations that supports that this proposed sign falls into the parameters that the relief was granted. So, and that's a zoning issue, and we would confirm that prior to issuing any permits, so.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so if we look at the projecting sign as it was proposed,
Right.
yeah,
Then, yes.
okay. Right.
Right.
And, I mean, you guys, appearance-wise, aesthetically and everything, okay. I guess we have really no issue with that, so, yeah. You all right with that, Jason?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, and again, no lighting on that projecting sign or
No,
anything like that,
no.
okay?
I don't, no, there's
Okay.
no lighting.
Okay, and it can't swing, so you know that?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
it has another eyebolt towards
Yeah.
the bottom with a
Okay,
chain,
good,
yeah.
good. All right. Okay, so we're good with that. All right. Jason, you all right?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Liu, you're okay?
Thank you very much, and again, my apologies for being
Want to
late.
take it, Tim? Okay, good.
In the matter of DRB 2018-39, the application of Amber Noon for a wall sign and a projecting sign. Move for approval of the wall sign and conditional approval of the projecting sign pending verification of any variance or obtaining necessary relief from the zoning board.
Okay, great. Here a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
okay. All right, next on the agenda tonight is DRB 2018-41, the application of Radnor Preserve at 313 Creek Drive in Wayne for a ground sign. Hi there. Hi. Good.
It's right in your backyard.
I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's good.
My name is Kevin Price, Horizon Signs. This is Diane Quigley, Horizon Signs.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. We're here tonight for a ground sign at Radnor Preserve. We're proposing a 54 by 40-inch single-face illuminated ground sign located where you see in the picture there. And Kevin can tell you more about the specifications.
Okay, great.
So it's aluminum construction, polyurethane finish. They're routed faces with backed up acrylic copies. So the only thing that lights up at night would just be the white copy. There's a gray reveal that you'll see between the sign base and the sign, which is just an aluminum reveal. That's all. It's just painted gray. So pretty much the white copy is what would light up. It's LED illuminated. You'll see how we have the LEDs vertically there. Pretty much that's pretty much it. It's just your pretty much average monument sign. That's pretty much it there.
Okay. What do you guys think? It's pretty clean,
I think
simple.
it's straightforward.
Nice.
Meets the requirements.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I would mention that, I don't know, what do you guys feel about if they put their address on the base. It's kind of a, I never heard of Creek Drive until tonight, or, you know, so, I don't know.
I think, in all honesty, I wouldn't recommend that. You probably wouldn't see it, regardless, it's only 12 inches up, and if there's any sort of shrubbery or anything that goes around it.
Yeah, once they landscape, we have to probably
Yeah, it does
beef it
make
up a
sense
little bit
to
higher.
Okay.
do
So-
that.
So it meets the height requirement of 8 feet, it meets the square footage requirement, they're maxed at 15, so. Kevin, I'm sorry.
No, I think that the address would be important on there for emergency services. I mean, that is the only building back there, but, you know, if the address is there, and then they just landscape around that to make sure that it's not obstructed.
Okay.
Can it be non-illuminated?
I would think pin-mounted
Can it
letters,
just be
Kevin, or
white?
not?
Yeah, I think that that would be fine.
As long as it's not illuminated, yeah, I mean, because
Contrasting
to bring
colors.
electric to that bottom part you know, it would, we could do it, but I mean, it'll be low and, you know what I mean? If you want, I mean, I would just say we just do, I don't know if it's just one address or if it's something dash something, I can't recall. That was 313.
yeah.
I know it's a apartment complex. So would that be 313 dash something, or is it just 313?
313.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'd be fine. If we need to put an address, we can do that.
What do you want to do, like 4-inch letters, Kevin? 4-inch numbers, I should say.
Yeah, I think that with a 12-inch reveal on the base, I think that would be fine centered in there,
Can I
as
just
long as
keep
it's
it up a-
contrasting
maybe just
colors.
Keep it up a little bit higher than center, so you know, if they do
Sure.
the landscape, they can. The second question with that would be,
Kevin, right in
do
the
I have to
mic.
have,
Kevin, I'm sorry.
313
Right.
Creek Road, or is 313, you want it to be 313 Creek Road, or just 313 is okay?
Let me talk with the emergency services to see, probably 313 is going to be sufficient at this
Okay.
point.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, good. Any questions or comments for the board?
Is it Creek or Ivan?
The application came in as Creek. It is Creek, okay.
The site plan says Ivan.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, comments from the board? You guys all right?
I do have a question. The width of the pedestal is different than the width of the monument sign?
It's slightly different, yes. Just a little bit.
Kevin, I'm sorry. On the mic, please. Thanks.
Yeah, the pole cover, you know, base is slightly larger, just for aesthetic purposes. It just looks nicer.
Okay.
You know, that's all.
All right, you're all right with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right, any other comments? You guys good?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, maybe Colin, I think your turn.
In the matter of DRB 2018-41, motion to approve new monument sign for Radnor Preserve, 313 Creek Drive. Motion to approve.
Here, a second.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
You too. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Okay, next is DRB 2018-42, the application at California Closets Company at 130 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, zoned under the Wayne Business Overlay District for a wall sign. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
I am Michael Rinaldi. I'm the owner of California Closets.
Great.
So,
Nice to have you here.
thank you. So we're asking that we can put a halo lit sign. I mean, it's very similar to what's next door, but it's halo lit.
Okay. Well, you know what? You have an opportunity here since you're a new business in town. Why don't you give us a 30-second rundown on your business? Tell us a little bit about it. So, free advertising.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this showroom started off over in King of Prussia, and we lost our space over there, so we decided to come to Wayne.
Okay.
That was like, probably should have been our number one spot from all along. But anyway, what we do is any kind of custom closet or home organization that you may need, whether it's an entertainment center, a pantry, wine bar, kids' room, playrooms, whatever. Yeah.
Great. All right, good. Lots of luck.
Yeah, come on down and check us out.
You up and running yet?
We are actually, yes.
Good.
We got used to an occupancy a few weeks ago, so
Great.
we're in there without a sign, of course. But
Okay, all right. Okay, good, good. Good luck to you.
thank you.
All right, so, again, pretty cut and dry. Good clean application here. You guys have some comments, or?
No, I think it's straightforward.
Yeah.
It's not flashy, but it gets the point out there.
Yeah. So you're going to put a backer board up?
Yeah, so if you look here, there's actually a box that I guess all the electronics and everything is going in there. And then there's these pins here that are actually holding the letters away from that box. So that box will actually get mounted to what's already existing there. Right underneath this, there's like some plywood and some material that the sign that was there was holding that up. So they're going just right over top of that.
All right. You're meet the requirements for square footage, you're okay there.
Letter height is okay?
Letter height, these can't be more than 15 feet from grades. We've had a few different businesses in that location that we've approved, so he's good shape there. Kevin, how's that work with the electrical supply? Do they have to get a qualified electrician, or is the sign company allowed to install that?
We need a master electrician to do the electrical work.
Okay. And you'll have to, of course, pull permits for that, too, so, okay. All right, good. What do you think, guys?
Good, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope.
The letter size is 14 and a half, which, we try to keep anywhere from like 12 to 14 in that area. It sits pretty close to the highway, so I think we're okay there. It's maybe just a hair big, but I don't think it's going to matter.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
Yeah, I do, yeah. No, I think it'll look good, and it's kind of a soft lighting, the channel letter, so.
Which is, I'm sorry, the box again that's in, that's new. That's a new install behind the letters, right?
Yes. The gray box that you're seeing
Yep.
behind the letters, that would be new.
And what color is that, and what material is it?
Offhand, I'm not sure without looking at that a little closer.
Yeah, I was looking
It's
at it
not
too.
listed on there?
It's not listed as to what that is specifically.
I think the majority of those that come in, they kind of call them a raceway, or usually a metal box.
Right.
Yeah, and all the guts and everything are inside that.
I thought it was a metal box as well, but I'm not for positive on that.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
It's funny, they have all that detail, but it doesn't say.
I'm sorry, Colin.
Yeah, it doesn't call out the box at all.
Okay. No, like you say, I think most of them are. We've got a lot of these come in up at the Stratford Shopping Center, and I think most of them are the metal box, so, yeah. Yeah. Just a couple of things also, since you're new to town, you are allowed to use some percentage of your window for advertising, so you can use up to 20% of your window space for advertising if you want to put a sign in there or what have you. And I know along your strip there, East Lancaster Avenue, you'll see some of these tent signs or A-frame signs.
Yes.
They're not allowed under the code.
They're not allowed.
No, so.
Okay,
you
that's
might
good
want to
to
save
know.
yourself some money. So,
All right.
I know it's a big problem in town, so they keep popping up, and
Okay.
so yeah. Please don't put one out. So
All right.
yeah. Any questions for the board? You're
I
okay?
don't think so.
All right, so you'll pull your
Township's been
permits,
pretty
you
good.
you get your
Answering
master
questions.
electrician, and you guys all right? Comments, questions? Jason,
No, I'm okay.
you're good?
Yep.
I'm not sure maybe your turn.
I'll do it. In the matter of DRB 2018-42, the application for new signage for California Closet Company at the address of 130 East Lancaster Avenue, I move that we approve.
Okay, here a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good
Thank
luck
you
to
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Okay, next is DRB 2018-43, the application of Ardent Federal Credit Union at 516 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a new building. Good evening, gentlemen.
Doing the
Yeah.
building or the signage first? Building.
I'll do it first. We've got a handheld mic, too, if anybody needs it.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this was formerly the McDonald's, and
It's no longer McDonald's.
should look a little better. Nothing against McDonald's, but,
Hi, my name is Kyle Edwards. I'm design project manager with Lamakia Group. We're working with Ardent Credit Union for a new branch located at the former McDonald's site.
Okay.
This is our second project for them. We have already completed a successful project out in Oaks. I did want to bring this along to kind of show you what that looks like.
You know, what, maybe it'll be easier. Want to use this? Okay. That way I won't tie you down.
Thank you.
You bet.
Is that right off Egypt Road up there?
Can you see that?
The one in Oaks, that's right off of Egypt Road?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
So so this is kind of a prototype, larger building than what we're proposing in the new location, but some of the same features. And I'll go through the materials here. So we've got our exterior glass with our storefront aluminum framing, some metal trim, cement board siding with two different colors, kind of this dark gray and the yellow accent color. Standing seam metal roof in this kind of maroon color. And the majority of the body of the main building would be the quarry cut stone, so this is a real stone material. You can see all of these materials on Oaks as well as our proposal for the new location. Interior shot just to kind of give you a sense of the quality that we're looking for and really trying to make this a real plus for the community.
Yeah. All right, why don't we go one by one. Material-wise, what do you guys feel? What do you think?
I'm just pulling out the elevation to see where you're calling out for the cement board. I'm looking at your rendering in the upper right-hand corner there. I don't see that per se.
Sure.
But the Oaks one is, you just basically have the stone as a base, and then the cement board is above that, is that correct?
That's correct. So that's what you see here is the stone base with the cement board.
Right.
With some accent features at the corners with that stone.
Lap
Can you
siding or something?
I'm sorry?
Lap siding?
Correct. I don't know if you can see this. I do have the elevations here. This is for the new location. Because it's a smaller footprint, smaller building, the majority of the building is the stone with the cement board siding more towards the rear of the building. So you can see we still have the stone base even at the backside on the south elevation with the siding above. And then that returns on the drive-up side to a point where the drive-up ends, and then the offices would be all the stone. Same with the opposite side. The cement board siding returns up to a point, but it does have the stone base. And then the front is mostly stone and glass with just a small portion of the cement board siding.
You guys all right?
Is that yellow Ardent's like brand color?
It is. That's correct.
Comments?
The maroon color roof is also their branded color.
Right.
Would the gutter match the roof color?
That's a
Correct.
comment. Make it good.
So drawing 2 of A200, looking at the sort of storefront to the left of the tower, right? Is that, it's not calling out the yellow underneath that storefront? Does that storefront glaze go down to the ground line?
The yellow that you see on the north elevation would be above the window here and below the window here,
Right, but not on
and
the
just above the window here. This glass here does extend all the way to the ground.
Okay.
All right, Jason.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking as I was looking at this earlier. But seeing the Oaks one is really kind of nice. Like, what's nice about the Oaks one is you kind of introduce the yellow only in one spot, right? And I know that's a bigger prototype, right? It's a bigger footprint for that one.
It is.
But it kind of sort of demarcates that entrance a little bit more, gives some emphasis to that area. I think by putting the yellow pretty much in every other spot that you have a window, with the exception of the rear and the storefront, is maybe just a little, I don't mean to adjudicate taste on this matter. It is what it is. Just, is there a way
Yeah.
like you would have that sort of rusticated base throughout and then really just keep the yellow to a top
Yeah, and
edge, right, to the train?
right. So we did have two different conditions at the Oaks branch.
Right.
In most cases, the yellow
Just in the
acts as a header above windows.
Right.
So we do have that feature in every window at the new location, with the exception of these offices on the side here. We did bring that as more of a base below the window, as more of an accent.
Right. So in that case, there's precedent to say if I turn the corner on the Oaks one, I'd see the yellow as at the bottom of that as well.
Correct, on
Right.
the
Okay.
office side where you see the stone.
And the east and west elevation will also have yellow top and bottom.
Correct. So you can see in the west elevation, elevation number 5, we have that same condition where we have full stone. The window has the yellow above and below.
All right, Jason? You want to
Yeah.
move on? We can go back to it.
I'm
if
sorry.
you want.
I
Yeah.
continue to look at, it was the Oaks one that's kind of, just looking at the Oaks example in context to this is what's kind of drawing some questions, that's all.
Okay,
But,
sure.
You
per
know,
just
let-
this.
Why don't we move on? We'll go back to it, all right?
No,
You
I'm
can
okay.
ponder it. You all right? You
Yeah,
sure?
I'm okay.
I don't
We
want to
can
rush you
move
through.
No.
You all right?
It's
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So a couple other things we'll look at, and why don't we talk about the lights, exterior lights?
Yes.
Okay. You want to show us what you plan for parking lights and building lights and stuff like that?
Sure. Just pull this up here. Okay. So what we're providing are new light poles to provide a secure path through the parking lot. These will be single head light poles with cutoffs, so we don't have any light extending beyond our property. We do have some uplights at the building, mainly at the stone features. So over here on the corner where you see that stone here, and then over on the side as you approach the building entry from the parking lot side, which would be on the, I believe it's the north elevation. I'm sorry, the west elevation along here. So these would be ground-mounted lights shining up, and really just more accent lights to get a light glow on the stone and really bring out the texture.
So they'll be cast into the concrete?
That's correct. Correct, on the sidewalk side. On the landscape side, they will be on standoffs. 12-inch standoffs.
I imagine your hours of operation, you're not going to have night hours, I don't imagine, so I guess it's not a big concern to be, for security reasons, lit up at night.
No, they, 6 o'clock.
Okay,
Close
okay.
for the branch.
Yes.
The drive-ups remain open.
I'm just trying to think, the back of the building, I guess, kind of goes into the neighboring property, but it's not residential. I think it's more commercial, so.
Towards the back,
Yeah.
there is that bike path back there. I believe it's
Okay.
an old railroad bed.
Right. Okay, so it's not like you're having
it abuts
neighbors
to
back
the-
there complaining,
I
so.
think it abuts to the trail, too.
Yeah, right to the
Yeah,
trail.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah, and there's quite a drop-off down to that.
Right.
That bike path.
okay. The height of the poles, did you tell us the height of those poles?
Sal, do you know what those are?
Trying to think where we've had other projects come in, what the standard height that some of these poles are.
Notre Dame Academy did, so it's, I can't remember what they
Yeah,
proposed.
yeah, there's probably some guidelines, we could always ask Kevin there, I'm sure.
I see a model number, but I don't see it.
Okay. What we don't want is stadium lights, right? Yeah, I'm sure not
No,
gonna.
we have enough of those.
Kevin, is there kind of a basis on those heights? I remember when Chili's came in, I can't remember what they wanted. It was
I
18
believe that
feet,
there is,
maybe?
I'm looking for that now.
Yeah,
It's in there. I think it is in there.
yeah,
I don't recall what it is.
okay. Rule of thumb, 18? I don't know, I'm just pulling that number, so.
Well, the description is GL 18. I don't know if that means anything in terms of the height.
Yeah. If you can't find it right now, we'll go back to it, so, not to put you on the spot.
Okay, and we can follow up with that information. if
Yeah,
you need it.
like I said, we just don't want stadium lights in that location
No,
or
no,
anything
no,
like
no.
that. I'm sure
These
you're not
are-
looking to do that
these are
anyway,
very
so.
reasonable,
Yeah,
um,
exactly. We just need to make sure of everything, so.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, can you see this light pole back beyond the flagpole here? It's going to be very similar to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it's maybe 12 foot.
Okay,
I can confirm that for you.
okay. And you came in with a landscaping plan too, I noticed. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I'm sorry?
The landscaping?
Sure.
Sure, thank you.
So the landscape plan, we have required street trees along Lancaster, some low shrubs and ground cover to soften up the building in the very front along the entry. We do have a landscaped area over here for a flagpole, and then some landscaping back beyond here to kind of obscure some mechanical equipment on the ground. Additional parking lot trees are located back beyond here.
How are we looking?
Looking good.
It looks good to me.
All right. Jason?
Yeah, I think that looks fine.
Looking good, okay.
Thank you.
And actually, I mean, I know the sidewalks are in terrible condition, so I'm sure everything will be redone, the parking
We're
lot and the
redoing all,
sidewalk, the whole,
yes.
of course,
Curbs-
everything's blown
curb
apart, so.
sidewalk is all being
Yeah.
redone.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm sure you're gonna have handicap signs on the
That's
parking
correct.
lot, okay.
Yes, we have required handicap signs shown at the required parking lot, handicap parking.
Okay. They all seem to be a little different. There doesn't seem to be any consistency with these handicap signs. I don't know if, some seem to be a little more attractive than others, and some are just an old post over there, or, so. I don't know. Is there any parameters on it, Kevin, as far as handicap signs, what the township's looking for? Is there,
They're typically like 11 by 17, 18 and a half inches. Generally, there's generally a standard size for that.
Okay.
And it's all regulated under the building code in terms of minimum size under the accessibility code.
okay. Anything as far as the base or anything like that, or how they're mounted?
No, we take a look at that, and usually it's on a typical signpost, but that's all,
Okay.
when it comes in for the plan review, we'll take a look at it at that point.
Okay, good, good. Okay. How about, is there gonna be a dumpster, or is there all the trash contained in the building?
Yes, so we do have a trash enclosure towards the rear of the property, and that has a required screen wall around
Great,
it.
great. Good.
And to answer your question about the handicap signage, we are calling it out here as a standard pole sign with the required signage.
Okay. What else, guys? What are we missing? The sign's
Yeah,
coming in
the
next.
back of the property, will there be a fence on the back of there? I think there is one now, isn't there?
There
I don't know
No,
if
there
that's
is no
part of.
fence there now.
No?
No. And we're not planning on providing one. But
Okay.
there is quite a steep slope, but it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember back.
There's natural vegetation on that slope.
It's been a while since I've jogged.
Okay. All right, what else?
The east side, is that an existing guardrail I'm seeing, or what is that?
That is correct.
Okay. So that's remaining as is?
That is correct.
That's on your property, or that's the property line?
It's right on our property. There
Gotcha.
is a retaining wall there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a change in elevation, it's pretty substantial.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 4 foot,
Yeah.
but it does taper off.
But that's remaining as is?
That is correct.
All right, what else, guys?
Yeah.
Looks nice. Be a big improvement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jason?
Come back to the building a little bit.
Okay.
One thing that's throwing me off is the cement board at the tower. That little, like, 3-foot wide swath of it seems a little sort of incongruent with the rest of the facade. So you're looking at your elevation. I'm looking at elevation, the north elevation,
Okay.
right? You're calling out that cement board between the tower and the storefront?
Oh, just this little strip right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That would be this portion right there?
Yep. Like, it's sort of like an either-or situation, in my mind, and I don't know what you guys think, right? Because it doesn't necessarily turn the corner, the tower's there, and then you don't reintroduce that again on the west facade until halfway, right, after those two offices, right? Almost 2/3 of the way.
Does the cement board die into the aluminum frame somehow? Is that the condition?
It does,
Yeah.
it does. It would be very similar to what you see right here.
And then what, it's a metal stud, I guess, to the aluminum frame?
Metal stud to the aluminum frame, yes. So we would have a joint right here
Yeah.
with a trim board coming in to the aluminum frame.
As opposed
Just
to
offset.
As opposed to what you're saying, why not just continue the
Just the
masonry?
stone. Let it just be the stone in that portion.
Yeah,
right? Is kind of my recommendation, kind of, like an either or. What I mean by either or is, right, you do it like the Oaks where it's a stone base and you do the cement board, or reintroduce the cement board on the other side of the storefront
Sure.
as well, potentially, right?
Yeah.
I think in this case, the sort of light touch would just be, throw the stone up along that, to the right of the storefront, essentially, for a sort of sort of cohesive type of look to it, right?
Sure.
It seems a little off, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, I guess our thinking was it would be treated more like this.
Right,
this
and that's
glass
what's
here.
great is, in the Oaks one, it's perfect, right? You have the same cement board on either
Right.
side, right?
Right.
Now, what you're proposing is stone on one side and then
So you've just got a
cement
little
board on the
strip.
other. Yeah, it just, that little strip doesn't seem
We're
to be
okay with
perfect,
making
but-
that stone.
Yeah, I think that would be sort of the easy response.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, I know I'm sort of just
Yeah,
leveraging my own
what do
thing.
you
I don't know
guys
if you
feel?
guys.
I have no opinion.
Yeah, I'm fine with either way.
Okay. All right, good. Okay. What else? Cover everything? Anything you guys can think of? Questions, comments?
I just know that yellow is really bold. But like Jason said, if it's the cause.
Well, it's like their neighbors down the street of solid wood cabinets.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yes.
right.
I remember that.
Similar yellow.
I believe there's that kitchen down the way too that has the same.
Snap
color.
Yeah.
Kitchen is,
Yes.
has yellow. and
Yep.
it's-
Yeah.
And that's why I asked if it was
And
brand.
then across the street, you have Zoe's or whatever. which
That's
is
correct.
Yeah.
bright as well, so it actually, I think it works in there nicely. And it's reminiscent of the Golden Arches.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Jason?
Yeah, and that all aligns, right? The rendering kind of throws me off a little bit, but it's all in alignment. What I mean is the top mullion for both the office and for the storefront are in the same alignment, right?
That's correct. So
Yeah.
that line does continue over.
Because it just looks like on the left here in the rendering, like the yellow's taller, right? But it's just
Are
the
you talking about over
shadow
here?
that we're seeing. I'm looking at the rendering in the upper right-hand corner.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That
it's just the
is-
shadow of
that
the
is a
rendering
shadow,
being
yes.
cast against
Yeah,
that.
that would
shows
be
it.
all.
It's
That
all
would be all yellow to
consistently.
the underside of that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that in the,
On
in
the north, the two-
A2.00.
Yep,
It's consistent.
yep. All right,
Okay.
I'm good, I'm sorry, I don't mean to nitpick.
Yeah, no problem at all. Any comments from
I did
yourself
want
or any of the gentlemen there?
I did want to introduce
Yeah.
Rob Werner with President, CEO of Ardent Credit Union.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you very much. You see, yes, have the yellow pin on because it is one of our core colors.
Great.
We're very excited to come to Radnor Township. If you haven't heard of Ardent, we're a 41-year-old credit union. We actually formed as a credit union for SmithKline, and then through mergers, eventually GlaxoSmithKline. And about 2 years ago, we got a community charter, which means we could now expand in the whole 5-county area, and anyone who lives, works, worships, goes to school, volunteers in the 5 counties can now become a member of Ardent Credit Union. And one of the things we take a lot of pride of, since we don't have a lot of facilities, is that we do invest a lot of money in these buildings. And as you can see, it doesn't look like the typical bank building, and that's on purpose. We wanted to make sure we use sort of materials from the area. Actually, the stone that was used in Oaks was mined locally to do the stone in that location. So we like to make sure our buildings are attractive because for us, they really are billboards for the credit union. We also are sort of passionate about financial wellness. So when we come to markets, like when we entered Oaks, we now go into the Phoenixville schools and we teach financial wellness in the middle schools and high schools. We try to partner with nonprofits in the marketplace. And we actually will use this facility to hold seminars for the general community to come in for everything from how to buy a car, to buying your first home, to retirement planning and all that type of stuff. So the whole, as you can see, the whole open layout in Oaks will be repeated in Stratford. So we hope to have, again, help educate the community on financial wellness. So we're very excited, and we can't wait to put a shovel in the ground.
Great.
So,
Well, happy to have you in Radnor Township.
so my understanding is if all goes well tonight, we will start building as soon as possible and hopefully open by mid-year next year.
Great.
And I did spend a lot of time at that McDonald's because I am local, grew up in the area, and so I'm sort of sad, but I'm glad we're at least, like you said, bring the yellow from the arches to the building.
Great.
All right.
Well, it's
Thank
great-
you.
Great to have you in Radnor.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank you. Welcome to the community.
Okay, any other comments? You're good? Okay, Jason, you want to take this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see which one it is again.
Okay. Got it.
Here, I got it.
Okay.
All right, in the matter of DRB 2018-43, the application for a new building for Ardent Federal Credit Union at 516 West Lancaster Avenue, I move to approve.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and you'll work with Kevin on those lights and,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, there is zoning regulations for that. It's also in the subdivision land development, but yeah, there's 25-foot height limit. It didn't look like they were approaching that.
okay, terrific, thanks, Kevin. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good to meet you.
25 feet, huh?
All right, last on the agenda tonight is DRB 2018-44, the application of Ardent Federal Credit Union at 516 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a wall sign, ground sign, and also coming in with a directional sign. Hello there.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Matt Carson, City Signs. Thank you for your time. I'm piggybacking off of what Rob and Kyle added in the first presentation. We're here to make the application and the presentation to you for 3 signs on the premises. I've got one wall sign.
You know what, want to use this?
If
Be
you
easier
want me to.
Yeah. Do you have a color photograph studio want to lay out? You can use mine
Yes.
if you don't
I was
have
going to
them.
just show you the location
Okay,
first.
okay,
and then
good.
If that works.
Okay,
Would
fine.
you prefer I lay them all out at once?
No, that's fine, do
Okay.
it your way, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we've got a set of channel letters above the main entrance, a monument sign perpendicular to the main road, and a post and panel sign adjacent to the entrance to the property. Signage coming in at 14 square foot for the channel letters, 23 for the monument, and 6 for the post and panel. I can give a brief overview on the signs, and then if you guys have any questions.
Sure.
In keeping, and I wanted to kind of bring a point out. I brought some samples. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but the signage is quite indicative of the construction of the building. It's a little bit, I would say, a little bit above board, a little bit higher end than what we typically would do. The channel letters on the storefront, as you can see from the renderings that were done, it's floating across the glass, so it has a thin vertebrae that runs behind it, and ultimately it's just floating there based on the mullions, the vertical mullions that are existing. The channel letters themselves are not a typical channel letter, not something you'd find at a McDonald's. It has two elements. It has a return and it has a face. So the sign is basically made as two parts, and it's constructed and put together. Everything's UL listed, wired to code. But it doesn't have that trim piece that goes around the edge. It's a little bit cleaner. The colors are Matthews Automotive Paints, heavy duty. It has a clear coat so it holds the color. The return would be metallic silver that would match the mullions on the building. The face is white, internally illuminated, low voltage LED, so you don't actually see the light source, you just see a soft glow emanating from that light source. Consistent, there's no weep holes on the bottom. We have exterior means for the water to egress out, but again, there's no light source other than what's coming through the face. Consistent with the channel letters, the monument sign. It's not a typical cabinet with retainers running around the edge and a lens in it. It's an aluminum box. Everything's fitted. All the fasteners are concealed. It's basically an aluminum frameless box that has routed and push-through copy. So much like the sign that you looked at for the Preserve, the copy is routed through the aluminum face, which is opaque, and the illumination comes through the copy only. I did add night views to each of the signs just so you can get a sense of what it would look like at night. Again, the base of the sign is in keeping with the building. It would utilize the same stone. Signage is double-faced in this application, single-faced for the channel letters. And the last sign, again, located at the entrance to the property would be the post and panel sign, which ultimately is a wayfinding means for ultimately the entrance, the drive-up lane to the ATM. But because the other means into the property is really just egress, this sign is pretty much giving folks a heads up that that's where they're making the turn to come into the property. This sign is in keeping with the other signs. It's aluminum. There's no exposed hardware. It's seamless. Vinyl copy here, and this is a non-illuminated sign.
On the directional sign, on your site plan, are you proposing a directional sign everywhere there's a C?
No. No, apologies for that. Some of the plans that we have are...
So it's just the single one on the west side of the driveway?
Is. Kyle, you can give me a confirmation on that. But
There is some additional traffic signage that we've identified per the township's directive, I believe, to indicate do not enter signs on either side of the egress.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what you're
Yeah.
looking at.
I just saw the C, and I didn't know if this was just being mimicked.
Yeah, so there are some highway signs there.
Yeah. And I think the directional sign is 2 square feet too big.
Yeah.
You're allowed 4 square feet for directional signs, and you have 6. The height is fine, but the size is a little too big.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, I didn't know what the determination would be for that. Okay, so 4 square feet would be
4 square feet for directional signs.
Okay.
If you want to read it to them.
I have it here. Directional signs. Signs shall not exceed 4 square feet in sign area or the sign height of 3 feet above existing grade. So your height is fine, it's just the size.
Okay.
So that would have to be 2 by 2.
We can make that adjustment.
That's no problem.
Okay, good. And we'll note that in the motion then. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay. So when we go back to the wall sign, we'll go through them one by one and just look at them just a little closer, just to make we're good with everything.
Sure, certainly.
Okay, so back to the wall sign. They're 21-inch letters, which are pretty large, especially since the building sits fairly close to the road. But at the same time, it's a pretty good-sized building.
Yeah. The font is thin.
So I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in your
Right.
face.
And I think the tower's so grand.
Yeah.
Scale of it. you
Yeah,
need
I think it would get lost if we kind of went smaller.
I
but-
agree.
Right,
And
for
again,
most
we-
of the entire thing, it's set back from the road a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
so it actually, I think it fits the building.
Right. Again, we try to.
Same
keep
size
it
letters
smaller,
are on
but-
the oaks?
That's correct. So you can see proportionally, it's.
Right,
It works.
yeah,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, not to mention our means for attachment are those vertical mullions, so we need to at least
Yeah.
get out to those. If it was a University of Phoenix, it wouldn't certainly want a 21-inch letter, but
Right.
given the circumstances here and that we only have 6 characters.
So you're attaching to the aluminum storefront?
To the mullions, yeah, we'll tie into the structural elements behind the mullions. So that little vertebrae that you see running behind the sign, this component here, in essence, provides the spine for the letters, and then where that crosses the vertical mullions, the attachments will be there.
And there's additional steel located in the vertical mullions to accept the load for that sign.
Okay. All right, good.
Same application was done at Oaks?
Exactly.
And you didn't have issues with storefront warranty?
Uh,
Just curious.
No, no issues.
Did you ever consider the idea of subdividing that tower into actually 3 bays vertically? And what I mean is so that one of the horizontal mullions actually aligns with the horizontal band required to hold the letters up, right? So we're not interjecting a third horizontal band with the substrate or the what has to hold the line of the words of the letter of the sign. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
Our,
so-
our whole concept was that the sign was kind of floating in that,
Right.
that glass pane. I think that was what we were kind of shooting for.
It does, but I'm going to shoot you down a little bit because if you go back to the Oaks photograph a little bit, like you see that board, if you just slide it over, right? Like that one, you see it pretty clearly, right? And it kind of, if you will, muddies the water a little bit from that floating, right? Only because you could see the band go through there a little bit.
Correct.
I think at night, yeah, absolutely, right? But like, and that's what I'm saying, if you were to make, instead of just dividing the tower into 2, right? There's, now you actually 3 and you introduce that third, or really a second mullion.
Yeah.
It just lines a little bit cleaner.
I think our intent is still to have those letters floating in the glass.
Right.
I think what we would prefer to do this time around on the new development was to paint out that back to match more of the glass, so you get more of a contrast and it looks like the letters are floating.
Right.
I'm sorry, can you use the mic, please? The
Oh,
mic,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, so our intent this time around is to darken that raceway behind the channel letters
Yeah.
to make it fade away.
I think that'd probably be, instead of it matching the same color of the
That's
storefront
correct.
or the mullion.
That's correct.
I think that's probably the better choice, yeah.
Okay, good. Looks like you met the height requirement of 15 feet. You're right there.
Correct.
Size requirement certainly well below the, yeah, square footage. Okay. Any other comments about the wall sign as such?
I
We're
think
good
it's
there?
okay, yeah.
Okay, so we'll move to the ground sign, take another peek at that. So they're allowed 30 square feet. They've come in.
29,
Yeah, 29 and
75.
change, yeah, so they were in good shape.
16 tall.
Mhm.
I think it's about 8. Yeah.
Mhm. Again, the sight lines, any issues there? I mean, if we think there's an issue, as we've done in the past, we've sent out the police, I guess, to take a look, just to check
I
the
don't see a
sight lines.
dimension from the curb. Do you know what that is?
You're talking about to the monument sign to the curb?
Yeah. Has to be.
So the one thing you're seeing, the
Yes.
arrows
Yeah,
is
10.
3, you can almost argue that's,
So that has to be 10.
yeah, it's within 10, it's past 10. And that's just eyeballing
It is
it.
beyond 10.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you can see like there's 3 feet is what calling out the little lawn space right there is, it's hard. But
That's
yeah,
correct. I believe we have a 5-foot sidewalk.
Yeah.
There's a landscaped area and then additional landscape, so it's beyond the 10.
yeah.
okay, all right, good. Any issues with the sight line, or should we ask the police traffic safety unit to go out before it's installed, just to make sure?
I'm okay. Kevin's opinion.
And I think that, the sign in relationship to the entrance is one issue, because people are going to be pulling in, so it doesn't create any sight distance issues. We'd actually be looking at it from the exit drive.
Right.
It's one-way circulation in and around, correct?
Yes. Right, Kyle?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
You're talking
that-
about the directional signage?
No, I'm talking about the monument
The monument
sign and the creating the clear sight.
Yeah, the
Distance that
circulation is
we're-
coming just this way, so you wouldn't necessarily have someone pulling out here.
That's correct.
You'd only have it down.
Right,
Correct.
That's correct. They're coming out through the other side.
Yeah.
Are you doing a no left turn on the exit?
I don't think so.
No, we're not.
Might want to. That gets pretty congested
Yeah.
right around 3 o'clock.
Or Saturday.
About any time.
You're not making a
That's
left.
Yeah. I think
Let's wait until the customer base grows a little bit more, then we can worry about it, right?
Okay, maybe you can monitor that a little bit, because there's been a number of accidents there. It's a
Okay.
bad, it's a bad spot.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
And,
we'll keep our eye on it.
so
Bad spot to take a left.
Yeah.
It's just a suicide right there. Yeah,
It may be impossible
Yeah.
at certain times of the day.
yeah. Okay. All right, so
I guess that's a good question, is the exit, is it gonna be 1-lane exit or 2-lane exit? I didn't notice.
It's set up as a one-lane exit.
Okay.
So just to keep traffic flowing, you might want to not do a left.
yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna
To get out
have
of
people
the parking
backed
lot.
up into your
Drive-through.
drive-through.
Yeah, I think we're all,
Something to consider.
Yeah, that is,
Yeah.
that's something to consider, I'd say.
Okay.
yeah, I think a lot of people will turn right and then shoot down Gallagher and kind of snake their way on the Conestoga.
Right.
Or whatever. Okay.
Do you have, I'm sorry, just looking at it now, are either of those drive-through lanes ATMs, or are they just, you're not installing an ATM at one of those drive-throughs, are you?
I thought I saw a directional sign pointing to drive-through ATM.
That's what I'm trying to,
It's a drive-up
it's
A
drive-up
drive-up
ATM.
ATM, correct.
Okay.
You can see here, in the first lane, we've got a drive-up
Oh, right, yeah.
ATM. This secondary island here would have a remote teller unit
Yeah.
through overhead pneumatic tubes.
And the only reason why I ask is if it was, if the ATM was something, the 24-hour ATM was in the vestibule or something, then I wouldn't be as concerned about the 24-hour, but, or the left turn, I mean. So, but knowing that I can easily be pulling in and grabbing, it could provide for more congestion, is what
Sure.
I'm saying, by having the ATM as part of the pull-up through the drive-through. So yeah, having a no left turn seems to make sense.
I don't know, I mean, can we force the applicant to put in a left turn sign up, or is that
That's a must.
something just kind of a suggested?
Yeah.
I think it would be a suggestion at this point. I know this did go through the land development process, so it was in front of the traffic engineer, and I'm sure she would have taken a look at it at that point. We needed to get a waiver of land development, but it was still something that was reviewed at the board level with the consultants.
Okay, all right, good. On the sign itself, at nighttime, the background's going to be completely black, or is it going to be a
Which
dark
sign are you
maroon?
referring
The
to?
ground sign,
That's correct.
monument
Yeah.
sign, black.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a night view on there, just to
Okay.
kind of emulate what you're gonna get at
Yeah,
night.
it kind of looks maroon in that, but
It
it'll be,
is painted maroon during the day,
yeah,
but it is not lit.
It'll-
So it is the opaque
yes, okay,
material
just
with
making
the
sure.
push-through letters.
Okay. It's funny, some of them around town, they're supposed to be opaque, but they're kind of like a wishy-washy, and they're not just pitch black, so.
Right. Well, it'll be opaque, it's still gonna be colored.
Right.
So you'll have some of the ambient color of the push-through kind of washing it a
Okay.
little bit. You'll still see a little bit of color.
Okay,
But you won't have any light bleed through
right,
that
exactly,
material.
that's what,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Other comments on the ground sign? Colin, you're all right? Tim?
I'm fine.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take one last look then at the directional sign. Colin mentioned it's too large, you're going to have to cut it to 4 feet.
So we will make that adjustment.
Okay. No lighting, and,
No lighting.
okay. We good on the position of that, where it's located and all? All right, okay. All right. The text is okay, I guess you just got to shrink it down a little bit.
Yeah,
The
we'll have
idea-
to adjust the
to make it
proportions,
fit.
but we'll get it back down to the 2 square feet.
Okay.
4 square feet.
4 square
4
foot, yeah,
square
2
feet.
square
Yeah.
foot, yes, we gotta drop.
Oh,
We're
Okay.
going from 6 to 4.
4.
All right, good. Okay, we all right on that?
I'm fine.
Okay, Jason?
Yep.
Okay. Anything we didn't cover, you guys want to let us know about? I think we've covered mostly everything.
I think that's it.
Okay, all right.
thank
Comments,
you.
questions from the board?
I'm okay.
Kevin, you have anything to interject? You're okay? Okay. I don't know who wants to take this. Colin, you want to take this one? Okay.
In the matter of DRB 2018-44, Ardent Federal Credit Union, proposed wall sign, monument sign, and directional sign, motion for approval.
Why don't we just mention about the 4 feet?
And condition that the directional sign be reduced from 6 square feet to 4 square feet.
You want to put in there about the suggestion of the left turn too?
And we are suggesting, looking into incorporating no left turn sign at your exit,
Okay.
for suggestion only. Motion to approve.
All right. Here's second?
I second. yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Thanks, Colin. Yeah.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Lots of
your
luck to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Any other business for tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. See you in
Thanksgiving.
December.